And we're back with more family dinner favorites. Thank you so much for joining us for the show. My next guest is the head chef at Prairie Fruits Farm in Champaign, Illinois. She also lives in Champaign. Welcome to Alisa DeMarco.
Hi.
Hi, thanks for coming. So what is on the menu today?
Okay, so I'm making a white bean and Italian sausage stew.
Okay, and is this something that you make at home for your family?
I make it all the time. It's a great dish. You can substitute ingredients really easily. You tend to have everything that you need in the pantry or in the freezer, so it's just something you can do really easy for your family, and it's really quick.
Okay, all right. So let's get started.
So,
well, you've already gotten started.
So what I did was I started browning some Italian sausage here in the pan. This is from the farmer's market. And when you get that nice and brown, you just remove it from the pan. Like that. And to that, you want to, on medium heat, you're going to add, hopefully you have a little grease left over from the sausage.
Sure.
But you want about 2 tablespoons of oil in there when you're...
So you're using olive oil.
So I'm adding
here.
a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. And to that, you're going to add some onion, just finely diced, small diced onion, and garlic, chopped, about 3 cloves of garlic.
You don't like the garlic mincer, as I recall. You don't like the garlic press. No,
I don't.
You like to chop it by hand.
I don't like to clean the garlic press. And I also just like the flavor of just gently chopped garlic. So every time you add an ingredient to the pan, you want to add a little seasoning. And season as you go. The salt
and pepper.
The salt helps draw out the flavors from the onion and the garlic.
Okay.
So you always want, it's an important addition.
Okay.
So you're going to let that go for a few minutes till it starts to soften up.
Okay.
And you want to stir, and you want to watch that garlic doesn't brown too much on the bottom.
That makes it more, is that a more bitter taste when it does that? Okay.
Okay, so when that starts to happen, that's when you're going to add about a 1/4 cup of parsley.
Okay.
And get that nice and wet in the oil. It kind of draws out some of the oils and the herbs.
Okay. Looks so pretty and green.
And then you're just going to add a little bit of white wine.
Doesn't matter what kind?
This is Sauvignon Blanc, but it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
You can just use anything you have, whatever's open.
Okay. It's a good strategy.
To that, you're going to increase the heat a little bit to kind of cook off the wine. And as you do it, you scrape up this is called the fond.
The fond?
In the bottom of the pan.
Okay. It has a cool French name or something, so.
And because that's flavor. So you want to scrape that back up. Okay?
Okay.
So this, from here, it's really easy.
Okay.
So you're going to add a can of tomatoes. You can use your own if you have any left. I've cooked through all of mine already this year. So these are just canned organic. Okay.
So just
tomatoes.
one like 15-ounce can or okay.
Yep. And then you're going to add your kale, and you can use any kind of kale.
Okay.
Whatever you have. And
this looks like more the curly leaf kale.
Yeah, this is just your traditional basic kale. And what you do is you just strip it off the stems. Make sure you've washed it, hopefully. And stack it on top of each other and just slice it into ribbons. That's all I've done.
Okay.
Okay, so this is about half a bunch. You add that back in.
Okay.
Here's where you add your salt and pepper again.
More salt, yep.
Okay. And to that, about 3 cups of chicken broth.
Okay.
And I like to cook with, if I'm going to use store-bought chicken broth, I always buy the low sodium.
The low sodium, okay.
I mean, if you have your own, it's much better. But sometimes you just have to make do.
Right.
Okay. So you just stir that around, add in about 2 cups of your cooked beans.
And those can be pre-cooked from the dried beans that you got, or they can be beans from a can, whatever you were able to do.
Whatever's on hand. And then you add the sausage back in.
I wish the viewers could smell this because I'm dying over here. It really smells great.
This is where I kind of switch to tongs, so I can kind of mix it in a little bit better.
Okay.
And then you just want to bring it up to a simmer. So you turn it up a little bit more.
Okay.
And put a lid on it. Where's my lid? And that's it for 20 minutes.
20 minutes?
Roughly.
So provided you have all the ingredients and you're using maybe stuff from a can, or you sort of pre-gamed a little bit and were able to get things ready, this really doesn't take very long. This is something that somebody can make as soon as they get home from work.
Yeah, and that's why I make it all the time, because it's really easy and really quick. And it's just really, it's one of those dishes that's super comforting and really nutritious all at the same time, so it just works really well for a family.
So as a chef, and I didn't get a chance to ask Thad this earlier, but as a chef, you know, I think a lot of people think that you guys, it's fancy dinner all the time at your houses, you know, that it has to be perfect all the time. And so can you talk a little bit about how that isn't really the case, and that you have your own go-to foods for your own family?
For us, that's very much the case. We both work, and we have a 3-year-old son, Cole, and so we're busy when we get home in the evenings. So I really try to go to things that are healthy, that I can get together quickly, and I do a lot of things on Sundays to you know, roast that chicken, use the leftovers for tacos later in the week or something like that. But no, we don't. I maybe do 1 or 2 fancy meals a week, but really,
it's still pretty good.
It's pretty simple at our house too.
Okay. All right, well, let's take the lid off and just get one last look at what we've got going here.
Yeah, it really hasn't gotten going quite yet.
Looks beautiful, though.
But it's going to release a little bit more liquid from the kale, and that'll cook down. And
okay. All right.
And that's it. And when it's all finished, I like to add a little fresh grated cheese and a little olive oil on top, and the rest of the parsley.
Thanks, Alisa.
Sure.
Looks beautiful. Thank you.